Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschooling mom to two boys, a first grader and a pre-K-er. I am a speech language pathologist turned homeschool mom, and I am so happy that you found my channel today. Today we are going to be discussing from Beautiful Feet Books Around the World with Picture Books Part 1, the Kenya and Tanzania Unit. So let's get into it. This is the curriculum that we'll be discussing today, and to get started for the Kenya and Tanzania unit, you will also need the maps book. This is the maps book that you'll need. It has the blue one recommended, but this is actually the updated one with more countries. So if you have not bought that blue one yet, get this one. It has more countries. At the back of the book is where you'll find the handouts for lesson 1. So lesson 1 is going to be a maps lesson, and you'll need the country of Tanzania and the Tanzania flag cutouts. And in this, you'll look at the maps book and find your country of Tanzania, and then you get to label what you think, what your child thinks, I should say, what your child thinks is most important. So for my child, he thought that having the mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, was very important. He thought the Indian Ocean was important, and he thought that Lake Victoria was very important. And then he also colored in his flag. Now, lesson 2 of this curriculum has a read aloud. It is Wangari Maathai, and in the lesson, it has us read the book, but also answer Socratic questions during the book's reading or after the book's reading. I typically let my child know some of the questions that he will be listening for during the story, and then afterward we'll have a discussion about the book's reading. Now, lesson 3 is the nature connection, and we get to learn about a few of the animals that are native to Kenya and Tanzania. We get to learn about the Bongo antelope, the Nubian giraffe, African bush elephants, and some zebras. And typically I YouTube a video on these animals if one is not already listed for us in this curriculum, because usually this curriculum has a nice description of the animal that I read aloud to my child, and then we get to watch a little video of that animal, and then we get to color the animal pictures that are also found again at the back of the book. The 4th lesson in this book is the art connection, and we get to learn about some Kenyan art. And Kenyan art is known for its bold, bright color choices. Now, we have not actually completed this lesson, but I will tell you, it has a YouTube video that we are going to be viewing in this resource guide, and then we will probably try our hand out at copying some of these beautiful art images that are in the book, or maybe if the YouTube has a tutorial, we might give that a go. And lesson number 5 is my personal favorite. It is the cuisine lesson, and in this lesson you get to prepare traditional meals from Kenya and Tanzania. And this one I typically save for the very last day that we work on a unit as a big celebration feast dinner. In this, we get to make a meat dish that is typical of that region, along with some coconut rice and some yogurt chutney. Now, the part of this curriculum that I haven't talked about yet is the library connection. Library connection is when they give you lots of books from the region. They give a lot of folktale books, a lot of just historical books, and some biography books. So on days that I wasn't planning on doing one of the lessons, the actual lessons, the 5 lessons that I talked about, I read books. I just love to read books during their snack time, during lunchtime, and just cuddle it up on the couch. So what we started with was the folktale sections. We started with Mama Panion's Pancakes. Then we read that same day, Churcher is Singing, and highly recommend those 2 books. They were very sweet, family-oriented books. It also brought learning about community and bringing community together in the culture of Kenya and Tanzania. Also from the library connection, I spoke of our Jane Goodall books. So far we have read I Am Jane Goodall as one of our read alouds. It looks like a teeny little book, but man, it is packed full of Jane Goodall's life story. And the 3 books we have not gotten to quite yet are Untamed, The Life of Jane Goodall, The Watcher, and Me, Jane. And like I said, we'll probably be reading 1 or 2 of those books on days that we are not doing an actual lesson. And how long this unit is taking me, this unit in Kenya and Tanzania is taking us about 3 weeks to get through. Right now we're on week 2, and I think we will be finishing up at week 3. But depending on what lessons you want to do, how deep you want to dive, how many of the library connection books you are able to pick up, you could do this in a week and a half or as long as 4 weeks. It just depends on how you want to run your lessons. If you want to make them short, simple, to the point with no extra library connection books, or if you want to get all of the books and extend the learning with more read alouds. Well, I think that is all for this video. Overall, I am loving the Kenya Tanzania unit to start off our homeschool year. I think this unit has been one of my favorite, actually. I think the read aloud choices were great. They built storytelling and community, and we're learning about Jane Goodall, who I love science, so obviously I'm gonna love learning about Jane Goodall. The only con I saw with this curriculum so far, and this is not a fault on the curriculum, it's more a fault on my library, it didn't have a lot of the Kenya and Tanzania read alouds that were not Jane Goodall based, but more on culture and community of Kenya and Tanzania. So I wish that my library would have had more of those choices to choose from, but overall, I think this unit is actually one of my favorite units so far from this curriculum. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer any and all questions that you guys have. I am planning on doing a how I plan for this curriculum unit by unit, because I've gotten some questions on specifically how I plan out my unit. So stay tuned for that one here in a couple of weeks. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are.